Hello, Al Pals. This is Big Al, along with, once again, Troy Pacelli, the Klingon cleric, and we are here for a Saturday night rewatch of epic and cultural importance.
Round one.
To determine
Go.
fatality.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, I am not going to try to convince anyone who believes Die Hard is a Christmas movie that they're wrong, but I'm saying it's not a Christmas movie. And you may think I'm wrong. That's fine. But I've got to see more. I've got to be made fully aware that this thing is a Christmas movie. And I'm going to concede a few things first in a few minutes once we get a few more people in here. I can't tell how many people are here unless I go to YouTube. So let me go to the YouTube.
Two are watching now. It says,
yeah,
which doesn't seem right because we have 5 likes and we have a whole bunch of people in the stream. So I don't understand how it's only showing 2 watching.
Yeah, I will say I came very close to 10 minutes ago canceling this whole thing.
Why?
Because my hospital bed is broke again.
Oh, okay. Not because like we said something in the chat that pissed you off or something.
No. For no personal reasons at all. Just I reached down to lift my head up just enough. Just a little bit more. Now I have it's a used bed. It's I get it from a place that gives out hospital equipment to those who need it, can't afford it, free, as long as you know, every 3 months you just re-up, so you still need it.
Yeah.
No cost. It's a great system. It's called X. And I've had this bed for a few months. Like I said, it's got its issues. It's got its eccentricities. Much like
kind of like the person lying in it.
Very much. But it has the place where the main power box is. The cord usually has, you know how you get the power cords with the 2 screws on either side that fasten it in so it doesn't come loose?
Yeah.
You know, those screws aren't there / are stripped. So they don't hold it in. So it's very prone to, if my hospital table hits the cord wrong, it easily falls out. Now, it was working 2 hours ago, and then I was all set. I was in a restful position, and I just went to check while I go dead again. So I probably knocked it out with my thing. But it frustrated me enough to make me just want to cancel the whole thing. And my mother was here, and she got upset because I got upset. It was just a whole thing.
I know how it can be. We had a pretty challenging day ourselves.
And I just have to say hi.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nana.
She just wanted to make your day a little bit brighter.
Thank you, Nana. But yeah, if anything, I'm a mama's boy. I fully admit
Nothing wrong with that.
And I hate seeing my mom get upset, and I hate being the reason my mom gets upset.
Yeah,
I've given her enough reason to have me upset.
Yeah.
So it just was like, but I just needed time to settle down. I'm in a comfortable position. I'm not like stressed out because my head's down or my feet are up or I can't get comfortable. It's just knowing I can't do it.
Yeah.
Is enough to kind of get me.
So are you actually going to be able to watch the movie?
Yeah, I can see the movie. I've got like 3 pillows and all this other stuff.
Okay.
Normally my head is over the years gone forward and down. I haven't, because of my back, I have like my head kind of, I'm a freak. I have my head goes over. So if I lay flat on a bed, The space between the bed and the back of my head is literally 8 to 9 inches.
Okay.
My head does not lay flat.
No. Wow.
Which is why which is why I have I had a hard time ever getting MRIs, because they can't cage my head. So I'm a freak of nature. It's all a thing. But like I said, well, it says we've got 7 watching. Hopefully
now we're back
get a
up
few
to
more
7,
people in
so
here.
that's something. And we got 8 thumbs up.
Hey, got more thumbs up than we got people watching. I'm pretty
8 watching.
I'm pretty okay with that.
It's now 8 watching and 8 thumbs up. 9 thumbs up. Wow. Hey, there we go. Hey, Janice Seal, welcome.
Hey, Janice Seal. Yeah, let me go on here and say hi to everybody. So let me go back to the beginning. Of course, you were the first one in.
Well,
here
I was kind
immediately with setting the tone for the night,
and I was kind of saying hi to people in the stream as they were showing up. I was the greeter.
Lister, hello. Lister, hello. Daniel Heron, of course, Nanette. Who else have we got? Oh, Wolf 10 Media. Hello, how you doing? Of course, Owen Lister is a big proponent of the Is He Christmas film thing.
I gotta say, if I've been paying close enough attention to the stream, I think Nanette's the only one who's supporting you on your side.
Me and Nanette versus you guys, I like those odds.
You like those odds, right?
I like those odds.
With Nanette on your side, you have a fighting chance?
Well, I'll just have her sit down and root me on, and I'll take it. I'll take it on.
There you go.
That sounded so wrong. Okay, Matchstick Phoenix Lord Asperman's in the house. Janice Zeal, how you doing? And that's who we've got so far. Glad everybody's here to join us. We'll start the movie in about 3-4 minutes or so. Give them, about 10.
Any chance of Mara Jade joining us?
I don't want. She said she was.
Oh, good.
I was chatting with her today. We'll see. She is also very proponent of that it is a Christmas film.
Good. So I have a fighting chance then. It's not just all of us against you and Nanette. It's also going to be Mara Jade.
Here's what I'm going to say. Full disclosure. Do I care if it's a Christmas movie or not? No. I just think it's not.
Oh, now you're making me have to be honest too, because I said that I didn't really feel strongly about it either, but I was going to take the argument.
Well, no, I feel strongly that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like. I know that if I find myself wavering or even changing my mind, you know what? The sun should still come up tomorrow. So I'm not worried about that.
I was going to preface all of this that if we're going into this with you are not going to change my mind no matter what, this is kind of unfair going into it. Hey, Mara Jade, we were just talking about you.
Hi, Mara Jade.
There you go. But if you come into it with the open-minded sunniness that you always do for things like Star Wars and Star Trek and every other thing that everyone hates that you like, well, give it a chance, it might be good, then give my argument a chance to at least be open-minded to it.
Okay, completely open-minded, and to use Star Trek as an example of what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. The episode Charlie X.
Of
course, sadly we lost.
Did you have to bring that one up today? Oh,
we lost the actor that played Charlie X, sadly, Robert Walker Jr.
Yeah.
But in that episode, Kirk asks the galley to say if they're going to have to eat meatloaf for Thanksgiving, he wants it to look like turkey. And then suddenly there's a bunch of turkeys in the galley that comes back later.
Right.
Does that make that episode a Thanksgiving episode of Star Trek?
I guess it does.
No. Because
if nothing else for a Star Trek fan, if nothing else for a Star Trek fan, that establishes the fact that Thanksgiving is still celebrated in the 23rd century.
It does,
even
I'm sure
though at that point we
that
didn't
will
know
watch it at that. And I'm sure that many at that time of year, there may be some that watch that episode because they mentioned Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But I am saying the themes and the overall tenor of the episode is not about Thanksgiving.
That's fine, but I'm going to establish that this is more than just taking place at Christmas. Okay, it's not just a mention like that.
I agree. Yes, there's Christmas music at the beginning.
Nope.
There's
more
Christmas
than that.
music at the end.
More than that. We'll get into it as we go through the movie. I don't want to do all the arguing before the movie. I want something to talk about during the movie.
It's been a while since I've watched it. Yep. So, there may be things I don't remember. But I am saying that 70% of what I'm judging it on is the plot line of the film.
Okay, good. Then I'll make my argument very well. Because that's what my argument's going to be based on.
No, it's all about that it's an action film.
We should respond to Matchstick. He's saying that with all the build-up, I think there should be something more than one person admitting that they were wrong. Matchstick, I'm not entirely certain either one of us is going to admit that one of us was wrong, but we'll see what happens. We have no idea.
I honestly don't think it's a right or wrong discussion.
You could be right.
It is a personal point of view.
Yeah.
Like I said, I am a man who watches ad nauseum Hallmark Christmas movies. So my bar for what is Christmas movie is very high.
Fair enough.
As to what it is. I mean, and you were talking about let's get to the film. We've got a lot to do.
Yeah, Owen Lister's gonna hurt himself or something if we don't get this movie started. I mean, it's only 9:12, but he's getting all jazzed here.
Yeah, I got 10:12, and yes, everything resets. So I've got 20 hours to play with.
I went to see Midway, and a buddy of mine showed up late. He was 20 minutes into it, and the movie hadn't started yet because of all the previews. And here Owen Lister's getting upset about 12 minutes.
This is the pre-show, and I'm really the film is about 2 hours 15. So anything we go over 2 hours today might have to come out of Tuesday, or definitely going to come out of next. Definitely going to come out of next Saturday.
If that's the case, then I can always host next Tuesday or whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We've got a lot to play with. Now, where I'm starting is it's just. At the beginning of the film, starting with the 20th century logo, has just come in, and there has maybe been 2 beats of the drum, or toots of the horn, or whatever you want to think for the Fox theme.
Okay, so you're literally at the 2-second mark.
I'm at the 3-second mark. So yeah, technically 2 or 3 second mark.
There we go. I'm at 3.
Because God bless 20th Century Fox. When they showed the full theme, not just but the whole that's full.
My problem with that is when I hear that, I think Star Wars. So
I do too. Now, like I said, I know I'm conceding. There's a lot of Christmas stuff in this film, so don't go aha every time.
And by the way,
song plays.
Let's take a pause right here on the 20th Century Fox thing, since we were just talking about that. Since The Force Awakens does not have this fanfare, it's not a Star Wars movie. So there we go. Let's start the movie.
Wow. Talk about a bar being low for that one.
Keep in mind that was intended as argumentum ad absurdum. I'm making an absurd argument to make a point. Trust me, I have hosted with Professor Geek for a long time. I know that argument well. Okay, there we go.
If you have a bowl full of ice cream and put a bowl full of shit on it, oh God.
Well, I don't think either one of us is going to have to resort to that, because I think we both know that this is an awesome film, even if whether or not we agree it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah. I like I said, I doubt I'll come out of it that it is, but I might be more My heart might grow 3 sizes today. Who knows? We'll see.
It's interesting you mentioned that. I'm going to talk about that too. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, the 3-second mark, like I said, just fade into the 20th century logo. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, start.
Let me turn that volume down. It's a little high.
Just to give you an idea where I'm at already.
Yeah. And I've got the.
If anybody needs.
Oh, go ahead.
What?
I was going to say
Silver Pictures.
Yep, I have the what are they called? The words that go across the bottom. Subtitles. I got the subtitles.
Yeah. Subtitles are good.
Agent Boonemer, Halloween is not a Halloween movie. Big Al. Did Big Al ever actually say that, or are you just making stuff up, Agent Boomer?
No, the fact that there was trick-or-treating and they were cutting jack-o'-lanterns makes it a Halloween movie.
Well, the fact that they sing Christmas carols and there's a Christmas party and they're constantly referencing Christmas throughout the movie makes it a Christmas movie by the same logic.
But I will say, you can argue. I could argue that Halloween is not a Halloween movie. I could see someone arguing that and being successful, because technically you're right. It takes place at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But when your name, now this was saying Die Hard at Christmas, totally covered. I wouldn't even argue.
So it's got to have Christmas in the title in order to be a Christmas movie?
No, it doesn't.
It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie then. No, It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie. We've established that. No Christmas in the title, so It's a Wonderful Life isn't a Christmas movie.
But it has Hollies on the title card.
Okay, fine. This has Christmas imagery throughout the movie, not just the title card. This is more a Christmas movie than It's a Wonderful Life.
See, Die Hard, blue and white, not green or red.
Okay, now wait a minute. Even White Christmas doesn't have green and white on its title card. So I mean, come on. And no black and white movie can ever be a Christmas movie by that kind of logic.
Dude, I'm trying to be funny here. Don't take every argument.
That was what do you call it? Absurdum thing, like I was
absurdum. Yeah, there'll be a lot. There'll be a lot of that. Now, I am conceding this is a Christmas party, but it soon turns into not a Christmas party, but a hostage situation, which is totally different,
but still relevant.
First of all, Reginald VelJohnson. I love Reginald VelJohnson. I would love to live next door to Reginald VelJohnson and be his buddy.
Okay.
Because not only from this, but then remember Family Matters?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because he plays a cop in that, too. He's always playing a cop, which I think is cool.
Yeah. Now here we have a very important... Oh, it's Christmas Eve. We're talking about Christmas again. And
yes, I know. I have conceded it's at Christmas time. But I'm saying the thrust of the movie, the thrust of the plot, is not concerned about Christmas. It's concerned about a hostage situation.
Okay, I will concede 1 point. The fact that it is set at Christmas and entirely on Christmas Eve and into Christmas Day at a Christmas party, in and of itself, and that is a big deal. In and of itself, it does not qualify it as a Christmas movie, but there's a lot more to it than that. What matters is the fact that it's a Christmas movie, and that Christmas as a theme is an integral part of the plot. And without it, certain elements of this movie could not even happen. I mean, my gosh, literally almost every scene here has something Christmas related in. We got the freaking sleigh sitting right there as she's talking to her kids. He's coming. The whole reason for him even coming to town is he's coming to town to try and bond with his family over the holiday. He's bringing a Christmas present.
Then someone earlier in the chat said Love Actually is not a Christmas movie. Then Love Actually must be a Christmas movie because it's got Christmas all throughout the thing.
I can't even respond to that. I've never seen Love Actually, and I don't know anything about the movie.
Oh, dude, awesome film.
Well, let's do a rewatch of it.
Very romantic film. I really like the actors in it. Got Liam Neeson, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman.
Well, a lot of people with accents. I'll probably enjoy it.
Well, it takes place in London, so it's British. It's a British movie, and it has Laura Linney. She does play an American.
Bruce McLean's wife. What's her name?
Bonnie Bedelia.
No. In the movie, what is the character's name? Holly.
Holly.
Thank you.
Oh, for God's sake. That's just her name.
That is,
you know what? That's her name on Halloween. It's her name on her birthday. It's her name in the hotness of the summertime. So
it is the name of a character in a movie. It was intentional.
Right. I don't know about that.
Actually, you can ask the writer of the movie. Yeah. Ask Steven D'Souza, who specifically tweeted out on December 24th of 2017 that he intended this to be a Christmas movie.
Okay, Matt Shop wants a timestamp. I'm at 6:03.
6:04, 6:05, 6:06, 6:07.
Yeah.
No, it is not reaching the net that Holly's name is a Christmas element. It was specifically put there by the writer as a Christmas reference. You know, it wasn't. It's not just. It doesn't just happen that some. I mean, that's like saying, well, you know, Superman had to break his neck because blah 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 blah. No, that was a choice made by the writer. It means something.
So is the fact that his name McLean makes this a Scottish movie?
I'm sure that could. Well, actually, no. That's because it's based on a book, and the book, you know, had already named the characters. So, you know. Now, putting the argument aside for a moment, this scene coming up is kind of an interesting little meta reference to this whole argument that we're having. Because what is you know what song he's about to play, right?
Christmas in Hollis.
Right. And he says, I want you to play some Christmas music. He goes, this is Christmas music. So literally it is a
and I do want to say one thing though. I do want to say one thing though, Troy.
Yeah.
Let's just accept the fact that this is also just an awesome film to begin with.
Well, yeah,
and we're
that's what I said
enjoy
at
it
the beginning.
well.
That's what I said.
We don't need to argue throughout the whole thing. Like I said, I conceded there's Christmas music.
Well, but like I say, this is Christmas music, and I love that because that is so meta to this very argument.
Well, I would argue that it is Christmas music as well. It's Christmas in Hollis.
Right. What I'm saying is he doesn't recognize it as Christmas music. His inability to recognize it as Christmas music does not negate the fact that it is in fact Christmas music.
But to him, it is not. But to him, it is not Christmas music.
That is a different argument, though.
Remember, I am not sitting here saying that this is or is not a Christmas movie.
Should we back up to the title card that you created? The title card you created is that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. You didn't say that it isn't a Christmas movie to you.
To me. And I said you got to convince me that it's a Christmas movie. I accept that a lot of people think it is. I accept that it's a cultural thing now because it's been made a cultural thing.
Okay. Let me ask you this then.
And memes and everything else.
Let me ask you this then, Al.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of, you know, very puritanical people who say you should not celebrate Christmas? You should not do anything having to do with Christmas trees or Santa Claus or any of that because that's all pagan. It's all about Jesus's birth, and that's the only thing that is Christmas.
I mean, I know that that's a thing.
You know that people do that, but do you think that negates that Santa Claus and Christmas trees and jingle bells are Christmas?
No.
There you go. So it's not just what the individual thinks. It's what the general culture believes.
No, but I'm saying to that Puritan, The Santa thing, that's pure evil.
Watch this. A little bit of trivia here. He's looking for his wife's name, and he's not finding her. Reason being, she's going under her. But notice
Gennaro, yeah.
The spelling of her name changed when he hit the button. Just a little bit of trivia. Just showing.
I did not know that. Very nice. I love glitches like that in a film.
Wolf 10 Media. I hated how people try to defend the neck snap. They're always making more excuses than those who argue Soup's moving Zod to another location. I always shake my head. Well, I don't want to get off on a tangent, Wolf 10 Media, but that is the point I was trying to make. That you have to remember that in the story narrative, the writer makes decisions for a certain reason, and you can be diegetic about it and say, well, outside of the thing, if you were in that circumstance, you might not have a choice. Yes, but the writer is like God, and he creates the circumstance for a reason, and he didn't have to create that circumstance. Wait.
So Andrew Boomer saying, "I Come in Peace" is a Christmas movie. Fight me. I don't remember I Come in Peace. Is that the one with Dolph Lundgren?
I have absolutely no idea, but the sentence taken completely out of context is hysterical. I Come in Peace is a Christmas movie. Fight me. Fight me over I Come in Peace.
I'm just wondering if it's with that guy from Dream On. I think I know what the movie is, but
Owen,
I don't remember.
Owen Lister says a touch screen in the 1980s. Wow, yeah, Owen Lister, because really we were all using stone knives and bear skins in the 80s. Oh, jeez.
Well, it's the Nakatomi Tower. I mean, it's all the high tech Japanese. What's it?
I guess that was high tech back then, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Because really, we when Star Trek Next Generation really was what started a lot of people thinking about the touchpad as far as bringing it into popular culture.
So,
but it was there beforehand, which I just think got extrapolated.
I do want to go back to that, though. His wife is now using her maiden name. That's part of the point of contention. And one of the themes that I want to talk about here is this is a story about his, my gosh, literally every scene has a Christmas element in it. Every single scene. There is no getting away from it.
The guy was just doing coke, so it's a drug movie.
No, snow. Anyway, it's
okay. I'll give you that one.
But one of the important themes about many of our favorite Christmas stories and movies is the character arc of someone who, like Scrooge or the Grinch, who is, goes through some development, and becomes out a better person, and indirectly because of the holiday. Here's a perfect example. He's come to town. He's trying to establish a relationship with his wife again. He's trying to reunite. And what does it take? It takes a tragedy to bring them together.
Yes, it's the tragedy. It's not Christmas. I think they will enjoy Christmas Day together because of the tragedy of the night before.
He never would have even been here if it weren't
not because of the good feelings at Christmas. Now, like I'm saying, Christmas plays a part in it, but I'm saying it doesn't make it a Christmas movie.
Any one element does not make it a Christmas movie. The sum total of all of them makes it a Christmas movie. The fact that
I'd say a lot of the gunfire makes it not a Christmas movie, and not exactly the kind of Christmas movie you'd be wanting to show your family on such a family holiday.
I don't know. Some people go out hunting for turkey during Christmas. I mean, that's just
and being from Southern Maryland, that's a family friendly affair.
Exactly.
So you can't get that one. But we're not talking the same kind of shooting.
No, but we are talking about a family coming back together. It's a Christmas miracle in a way. This whole situation is brought about because he came in for the holiday. God works in mysterious ways.
Well, of course. And God could be found in any movie if you really look at it.
And excuse my crunching, everybody, but I am eating popcorn during the movie, as you all should. Yes, Agent Boomer, the guy with the beard is doing nose candy. As I said, one of the terms for cocaine is snow.
It's like, oh God, they're bringing up Better Off Dead. Oh, I love that movie. Skipper Kenner brought up Better Off Dead, which is one of my favorite 80s comedies. Snorting snow.
Oh, Skipper Kenner, you're here. You're not watching this with the boys, are you? They're still kind of young. This is an R-rated film. A lot of language in this, a lot of violence.
I'd say if they did this film today, I think it might come out PG-13.
Probably would. All they'd have to do is drop a few of the F-bombs.
Well, the F word's a lot more accepted now, it seems.
Yeah, but there's still a specific limit on how many you can have and not get an R rating.
See, playing Ode to Joy, not a Christmas song.
It's not a Christmas song? You sure?
Ode to Joy. Ode to Joy.
And here's another very important element, okay? It's not just these obvious references to Christmas. Ode to Joy, a little bit later on after the terrorists show up. And that's actually another argument we can have, whether it's a robbery or a terrorism. But if you listen to the incidental music, okay, the actual soundtrack, they're taking elements from Ode to Joy, and then it goes literally into which song is it? Was it Jingle Bells? I can't remember now, but I'll point it out when it comes up. Let It Snow. I'm sorry. When the blonde-haired guy is walking down the corridor, and Bruce Willis is sneaking around, you hear Ode to Joy playing. Not like the band playing at the party. I mean, the incidental music is elements of Ode to Joy that lead into Let It Snow.
But see, that's the one thing about me. We're talking all the Christmas stuff in the film. I think it's all incidental, not a part of the overall genetics of the film.
No. When I say incidental music, I mean the soundtrack. I don't mean it's unimportant. I mean it's incredibly important. It sets the tone.
I'm saying the Christmas stuff in here isn't important. This film could have been done during a July 4th party.
Any Christmas movie could have been done at some other time with some other holiday. The choice of using Christmas is important.
I don't think. I think for other films it is, but for this film, not so much.
When you look at the sheer amount of references to even the flavor of the incidental music using Christmas elements, that's too important to be ignored and just swap out. And they could have just set this at Thanksgiving. No. There's a reason that it was made the way it was. And as I said, the writer himself actually said that. And can we just point out the fact that we have a very diverse cast here and nobody, ever mentioned that or, talked about it or insisted on it or made a big deal out of it?
because it just was organic.
Right.
It
Exactly.
was. You don't go out of your way. God, I miss Alan Rickman. I miss all the movies that he could have made and hasn't because he died.
Skipper Kenner. Kids are at Scouts, but I made them listen to the Shatner Claus holiday album today.
Let It Snow is a song Al sings to himself while buying Twinkies.
Owen Lister makes another excellent point. Holly is a tough woman. You know, I mean, you don't need, you know.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I have no, like I said, the movie is a fantastic, strong
we're not just
movie.
We're not just arguing too. We're also commenting on.
Yeah.
And right here, it goes from Ode to Joy to Let It Snow in the incidental music. That's an intentional choice. And you don't notice it. You don't notice it unless someone actually points it out to you. It's meant to be, you know, subliminal. Nanette says just because she's a strong woman doesn't make it a Christmas movie. Okay, I will absolutely concede that point because it had nothing to do with my argument.
I feel so sad. Just because he wanted to run his toes through some nice carpeting, he's stuck throughout the entire film without any shoes on.
But again, that was a very intentional point in that the writer made. Not that makes it a Christmas movie. That's not my argument. I'm saying the choices that are made are intentional when you're writing a story.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, trust me, I've been hanging around the professor long enough to know that.
Now, I'll tell you, hanging around with the professor and listening to his commentaries, he does point out a lot of things I don't notice.
Does he have a scar? Does he have a scar on his right shoulder?
Bruce Willis?
Like, yeah.
I don't know.
That from his right shoulder down to his bicep.
I actually don't know. I don't know if that's him for real or... Yeah, these guys aren't exactly working together, are they? That was not smart.
He has anger issues.
And again, I think I want to say what a good movie this is. You know, even if you're just going to say it's an action movie, it's a well done.
It's a great action movie that takes place at Christmas. Well, Ted Mia is asking our take on the sequels. I only really know the second one. I saw the third one, but by then it started to lose steam for me.
I honestly, I know I saw them, but I really don't remember them that well.
Yeah, well, I remember the second one because it had to do with landing planes.
Yeah.
They were going to crash or not. His wife was up in a plane. Oh, get a little nookie on the... Oh, I forgot to...
I don't know.
A little of that in there.
Sounds like a little Merry Christmas to me. Oh, and Nanette had asked earlier, why is he going through the whole movie with in just his shirt sleeves, you know, in just a t-shirt? Well, this is why. The firing starts when he was in the middle of washing up, and he had just taken his shoes off, and he had no shirt on. It's not, you know, it wasn't.
He literally got caught with his sort of pants down.
Yeah,
with his shirt off. Like I said, just like with his bare feet too. But I still say, look at his right shoulder and down to it. It looks like he's got a weird, like, scar dent kind of thing there, like he had surgery or something. I just never noticed it before.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, and somebody in the stream, let me know if I'm wrong. Maybe someone Google it up. But I'm pretty sure this was his first movie. Alan Rickman.
Who? Alan Rickman?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I doubt that.
I'm pretty sure he had been a stage actor for a long time. I'm pretty sure this was his first movie.
Yes.
It was?
Oh my God!
Media.
It's the first movie on his filmography.
Yep. This was his first movie.
He had done television and stage, but he hadn't done.
Wolf 10 Media.
Wow.
In the book, he's 60 something year old man. That's absolutely right. In fact, because Frank Sinatra had played in the prequel story film, they were going to ask him to be in this movie, to play the lead role, but he actually was a little too old by this point to play even a 60-year-old man.
Based on Nothing Lasts Forever.
Yep. And again, I just want to make the point that talking about strong women, okay, if they were to remake this and decide to do some kind of stupid gender swap, that totally takes away the gravitas of her character. You know, she is a heroic character in the situation that she's in. You know, that has nothing to do with the fact that she is female.
And that's saying he still could have put his shoes on. And now they're arguing about Jack getting on the raft with Rose. Titanic.
Wait, what's this about?
Yeah. I don't know. Just they started talking about Jack could have stayed on the raft with Rose. I agree. I think she was greedy.
Yeah, well, by the same token, you know, Captain America could have, you know, done any number of things to put the plane down safely rather than deciding to crash it into the ice. No, I gotta die. I gotta sacrifice myself. You couldn't have, you know, pointed it towards the ice and then bailed out.
He does have a great gravitas.
Doesn't he? He has a great. I'm surprised he didn't do more like voice acting and stuff like that, because he totally had the voice for it. Talk about being taken way too young.
Mm-hmm. He's like, what, 69? I think that's
something like that. He really was not that old.
He was a great sheriff of Nottingham, too.
Oh, my God. He was awesome. I'll cut your heart out with a spoon.
Why a spoon?
Because it would hurt more, you idiot. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Might have to watch one of these years.
I love Prince of Thieves so much. I just wish that they hadn't cast Kevin Costner. He was absolutely wrong for that role.
Yeah, you're correct. That is true. Now, I will say Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I mean, Robin Hood Men in Tights is
I'll
great.
tell you, he's the one who should have been cast as Robin Hood in Prince of Thieves.
Because unlike other Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent. In fact, the first movie I ever saw Carrie Ellis in was a British movie about Lady Jane Grey, where he played opposite Helena Bonham Carter.
Yep. And can we also just point out how, yes, this is an action film, but this also set the bar for action films that came after it.
Yeah, definitely.
How many movies can you think of that were made since this one that was Die Hard on a plane, Die Hard, in a something else, Die Hard on a boat, Die Hard,
Yeah. Everybody was trying to make the next Die Hard.
Right.
And nobody got it right.
Which is always the problem. Die Hard's already been made. Now it's time to do the next, your own thing.
As a person that likes beards, like having a beard and good trimmed beard, it's a great beard.
Yeah.
And the great hair. He just looks cool. That is a stylish terrorist.
This is where you see he's a real badass bad guy.
Ooh.
But when it comes to being a villain, he checks off the number one rule. If you say you're going to do it, you do it. He said he was going to count to 3 and there would not be a 4. He got to 3. He didn't have his answer. He shot. Done.
All right. He is probably, from a D&D standpoint, he is lawful evil.
Yes. Yes.
He has a code. He has certain codes. He's just not like now Carl, that's chaotic evil.
Yes. Yes. That's absolutely right. But again, the redemption arc, this guy has been separated from his family. It hasn't been working, but what is the one thing that is important to him? Oh my gosh, my family, my wife. Yes, I'm estranged from her. She wants a divorce. She's not using my name anymore, but I care about her,
that terrorist there has got some bitchin' hair, man. Look at those waves.
I got to be honest with you. I don't even pay attention to people's hair anymore. I don't even want to be that envious, Although I did take notice of all the wigs in last night's movie because, wigs.
Yeah.
Owen Lister makes a good point. Hans is Lex Luthor. Carl is the Joker. Kinda.
A little bit, yeah. Maybe more Two-Face than Joker. I don't know. I don't think he's crazy that well. Maybe a little bit. He's definitely close to that. Now, being a person of shaven head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, do you shave your head? Are you naturally is it?
If I let my hair grow
keep
out
it that way?
Yeah, if I let my hair grow out, it would be almost Picard-like. I've got it's such a widow's peak and so bald on top. But okay. The rest I shave it off.
So what's your routine like? Like, do you do it daily?
If I was going to be good about it, I would do it daily, but I shave my head about as often as I shave my chin. I get scruffy for a couple of days and then it's shower time and I just do it all.
Yeah. Now, can you use something like Nair and it never goes back again, or do you want to have that option?
I'm not sure Nair works that way. I don't think it. I mean, I'd be happy to do
Well,
it.
you know what? But doesn't like Nair. Well, I'm not saying like forever, but I'm saying doesn't it extend the time of grow back?
It probably does, but it also dries your skin out so badly. I don't think it would be good for me. I just saw a comment. Wolf 10 Media
Moisturize?
asking, ever heard of Robot Jocks? Is that the one with
Yes.
Hugh Jackman?
No, that's something else. Robot Jock starred Gary Graham, the guy from Alien Nation TV show.
I'm pretty sure that I've seen
great movie.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I just don't remember.
Yeah, and it's like the U.S. and Russia. If they have a dispute, they put their robot jocks into a giant robot and they fight each other, and the winner wins the claim.
Okay.
And his call sign's Achilles, but then they bring in a woman to be like the first woman robot jock.
Uh-huh.
And her name's Athena, and there's
this does sound familiar, yeah.
Thing.
Important
it's an
point.
awesome movie.
Important point that ties together what we were talking about with this movie. Owen Lister, he said, even a young Bruce Willis was balding a bit. When I was a young guy, I looked a lot like Bruce Willis did in this film, and I recognized that I was going bald the exact same way he was. And when Bruce Willis decided to shave his head, that's what gave me the idea to shave mine.
Yeah. Casey Scott, Robot Jocks was his movie when he was a kid. I met Gary Graham, the guy who played Achilles in it. I met him at a convention along with the other cast of Alien Nation. But I had to have a chance to talk to him about Robot Jocks.
Was Gary Graham? Was he the one that played Sykes in Alien Nation?
He was Sykes, and he was
the Vulcan on Enterprise.
The Vulcan on Enterprise,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I know who you mean. So there was one other thing that I wanted to point out to you. When you make a point in an argument, you also have to consider sources. So you had pointed out, not tonight, but in a previous lead-up argument about this, you pointed out that Bruce Willis said this was not a Christmas movie. And I said what the actor says isn't as important as what the writer says. The writer said it's a Christmas movie. Okay. But I would also say that not only do I not put as much weight on what the actor says, I would also point out that when Bruce Willis said it, he said it at his comedy roast in 2018. So he was doing a bit. So he was, he was joking to begin with.
I've heard him say it in a couple of things.
His exact quote.
I will say, there's been really nothing Christmassy in the last 15 minutes. It's all been shoot up, fight, kill, rob.
Well, that's right, because they have to get into the element of the development. But you can, like I said, same thing with It's a Wonderful Life. There's a whole long segment that has nothing to do with Christmas.
Oh, I agree.
You could almost say that there's almost nothing about Christmas in it. So that alone isn't going to disqualify. But I wanted to finish this one last point about that. The full quote was, he said, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It's a G.D. Bruce Willis movie. So he is more focused on the fact that it's his movie. And I would venture to say, yeah, it just so happens you were cast in it. That's the same argument as it just happens to take place at Christmas. It just happens to star you. That doesn't make it a Bruce Willis movie. This should have been a Frank Sinatra movie from a certain point of view.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, because like I was saying earlier, Frank Sinatra played this role in the movie of the previous book in this series.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm not familiar with the series, except for the film series.
I only know the 2 books, and Frank Sinatra played in the first movie, which was, I don't know, was it like 68 or something like that? And they wanted to cast him in this movie, but he was a little, they'd waited a little too long, I think, to do it. So this is kind of a, you know. What's her name again?
Bonnie Bedelia.
What else has she been in?
She played Janet. Was it Janet Guthrie? No, she played a drag racer chick.
Santa Claus hat and ho ho ho.
Now, I'll concede this was a cool little Christmassy touch.
Some of the best lines in this movie require it to have taken place at Christmas, like this one. When he listen, just listen to his voice. I love the way he says that. It's just no one else could deliver the line the way Alan Rickman does. Ho, ho, ho.
Bonnie Bedelia's been in Heart Like a Wheel, where that's the one that she played. Shirley Muldowney, that's it. Prince of Pennsylvania.
Can you imagine if Jackie Chan played Bruce Willis's character? You know what? I actually can, now that you say that. This would have been a whole different movie if he had.
She was in Needful Things too, based on Stephen King book.
I like this. That's a great little detail. He's writing down the names of the people as he's going. He's keeping track. He's, remembering, because he may need that information later.
Oh, she was in Salem's Lot too, from 79.
I haven't seen Salem's Lot since 79.
Yeah. I think I've got that. I think that'd be might have to split it.
By the way, Bruce Willis, I believe, did all of his stunts in this movie.
He was
No, he didn't do all of them. The scene where hello there.
Holy whoa.
I had that issue. The scene where he jumps, where he's lowering himself down, holding the gun strap, and then he falls and he jumps across the shaft. That was a stunt man. Everything else that he did in here was himself, including that leaping from the tower as the explosion is going off behind him. In fact, the explosion scene towards the end was the first scene that was filmed.
Oh, cool. Well, I guess if
he was almost
if something bad happened,
that's what they told him. He said, why did we film this one first? They said, well, if anything went wrong, it'd be a lot easier to refilm.
Well, yeah.
Actually, Wolf Den Media, I don't mean to cloud the waters with this, but yes, I would say that Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Again, important that it takes place at Christmas time. The gremlin is a Christmas gift.
He's a Christmas gift. That's what tips the scale. It's
John McClane making a list and checking it twice. Make sure who's been.
No.
That's actually a very. I'm not going to stand on that one, Owen Lister, but it's a very clever point that I didn't think of. I'm actually going to go ahead and make a point in your favor, Al, that I'm surprised you haven't pointed out. You've kind of skirted around it, but you haven't hit it directly. There's strong language, there's nudity, there's a lot of violence, and it's R-rated. This is definitely not a family movie. I even, when I was talking to Skipper Kenner earlier about whether or not his boys were watching, and I know his boys are older and could probably handle most of it. I'm just thinking that Mrs. Kenner probably would not be too happy with the boobies in this movie.
I will say that you can have a Christmas movie be adult oriented.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That's no problem.
Because I would almost say that
as long
that some of those, although Hallmark tends to be very wholesome, they do almost border on a little bit steamy.
Oh yeah, I get what you say. You could take a Hallmark script and add 5 pages in it, and you change the entire landscape.
Do you remember Hostess Raspberry and Lemon? I don't see those anymore, but I used to love the raspberry. I wasn't big on the lemon.
The what now? They're what now?
Are
they the pies?
Yeah, the pies.
I like the apple pies.
Oh yeah, the apple pies are classic. The blueberry pies classic. Cherry. But you don't see the raspberry anymore. You don't see the lemon anymore.
Did they still make peach? They used to make
I don't think so. I remember the peach too, yeah. They used to have a chocolate one too.
I was never big into the chocolate one.
It wasn't that good. I liked the idea, but I didn't think Hostess pulled it off very well.
It was too heavy.
Skipper Kenner. She's not too happy with the boobies in real life.
I got cheap gas.
Oh yeah.
74 cents.
I remember seeing it on there was a Wonder Woman episode I saw. It was 69 cents.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. And we thought it was expensive back then. Of course, your dollar went farther back then.
Yeah, I gotta say you didn't make as much.
Exactly.
Either, so.
Exactly. It's the cost of living. That's why I say people are so hyped about raising the minimum wage. What good is that going to do? Everything else goes up and you're no better off. Yeah. That's what inflation is, you dummies.
So I don't think, I'm all for raising the minimum wage, but you can't double the minimum wage. That's insanity.
Because if you do, you just double the price of everything and you double the cost of living everywhere. Exactly. And it's just...
It'll cost $50 to see a movie.
Or put another way, if you double the minimum wage, you have the value of the dollar and you double the national debt.
Right. I mean, it sounds all good. I've always thought stuff
I love that.
He taps it. I give a little tap for luck.
Hey babe.
But I think like salaries of people are skewed stupidly anyway.
So
like, I mean, I agree with doctors and nurses being paid a lot. Well, doctors and nurses, but I think teachers need to be paid more, and police officers and firemen need to be paid more. But I don't think running a store necessarily denotes a high income.
Well, that's the problem. Unskilled jobs, they're saying, well, but they deserve a living wage. Well, first, what do you define as a living wage? Secondly, no, it doesn't. That is not a job that you should be doing if you're trying to pay the rent and raise a family. That's the kind of job you get if you are, retired and just working for insurance, or if you are a teenager living at home trying to make gas money.
Yep. I remember one of the kids at school, one of the kids that were in my program, they were like, after I graduate, I want to look for this. They were like, listen to all this job, and I told them straight up, you know what? Do not be afraid to flip burgers.
Yeah,
that is an honest job and will lead to better things. Someone sees that on a resume, they're like, okay, they are willing to do what it takes to
Owen Lister says, you guys are talking about economics while I'm watching an awesome action sequence. Owen Lister, this is why I thought you were much older than you are. I thought you were a crotchety old man because you complain so much.
We could do it all. See, I'm enjoying an action sequence and talking about economics.
Exactly, because I love doing it. So as long as we are, in between like major drama points here, I do want to point out that in 2010, Die Hard was voted the greatest Christmas film of all time by Empire Magazine.
Which is insane.
I should not have brought it up right then. That was that scene I was telling you about where it was not Bruce Willis. It was a stunt double, and it was an accident. He was supposed to have caught the thing, and he missed it, and he almost had a catastrophic accident there. But he did end up catching himself, injured himself in the process, and hold on, great line coming up.
Yeah.
Have you laughs? That line was given to him on his cell phone while he was in the duct, because that was the only way to feed him a line. And it wasn't in the original script. It was a last minute thought. So I'm just throwing in some of the trivia while we're going through this.
Sometimes those are some of the best lines.
Well, yeah, I'm not really standing on that point, because I certainly wouldn't. Although I will make the argument that I believe that this is a Christmas movie, I am not going to stand on the line that it's the greatest Christmas movie of all time. That's going a bit far. But
quite frankly, half of what's on Hallmark today is
a better Christmas movie. I would definitely concede that point to you. But the reason I bring it up is not because I purely agree with it, but my point is that a major magazine, based on their whatever criteria, whether it was a poll or what it was, decided that enough people believed this was a Christmas movie, and it was a great one at that.
Well,
that does say something.
I'd be willing to say Time Magazine has had some very questionable men of the year.
But you cannot poo-poo the fact that so many people believe it. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that
exactly.
We can look at people who win public office and say I don't agree with that choice, but that doesn't change the fact that person is president.
I am not saying that to you, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. To you,
Owen Lister,
to me,
I hope that is true for you all your life. Owen Lister says I can flip-flop from old man to kid from time to time. Always be that way. That's a good thing. An aged boomer is saying he wants a Five Guys hamburger. I have no idea what that is, but burger sounds good to me. Who's driving this car, Steve?
Yeah, I've never had a Five Guys hamburger. I've had Fuddruckers, like Fuddrucker.
I just like that name, Fuddrucker.
Fuddrucker, yeah, it's a good name. I still remember because there was one in Annapolis, and I still remember going there and getting whatever there's like this big burger,
like a 1 pound burger or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I remember ordering it because one, I was hungry, and two, I just I'd like to do something like that. I was younger, so I didn't matter. And I remember that thing came. It was scary large. like because it wasn't a high burger, it was a big wide burger. So it was like as big as a plate.
Excellent example. Wolf 10 Media is Home Alone not a Christmas movie because it just takes place at Christmas, but it's really about home invasion.
No, but there's more Christmas in the primary storyline.
How do you figure? The whole middle segment is him defending his house from people invading his home. It's basically a Chick Kitty version of Die Hard.
And I will say this, I don't really like that movie, the Home Alone anymore.
I know you don't.
Run its course, so that using that movie as anything does not work.
But I think you could be objective enough to recognize the Christmas element to it.
Yeah.
This guy plays this very well. He acts completely blasé because he knows that's exactly how
I think all cops should be, chubby like that.
A lot of them are. This guy's just nuts.
Okay.
Jeez, yeah.
Ow.
Now, considering how violent that wasn't very anatomically correct because getting shot there, he should have had a lot more blood spurting out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And I will also give to you Let It Snow is not necessarily a Christmas song. It's just a song about snow.
Right. Sleigh Ride. I actually have put together a whole album for Nanette of holiday music that is not specifically Christmas music that she'll let me play through the month of November to get in the holiday spirit and still be able to say we're not listening to Christmas music.
He's just having a good old time in the back of the limo.
Now, that the Nakatomi symbol, it was on the table that he was firing through, and it was on that sign there.
Yeah.
That symbol was made up for this movie, and it's made to look kind of like a samurai helmet. Because there is a Nakatomi company in Japan. Their symbol would not have flown very well in the West. Yeah. It's basically a swastika.
Oh, God.
Which means something completely different, in the East.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being someone of Scandinavian origin, it's a sun symbol.
Yep.
It wasn't,
and for a lot of Eastern cultures, it's a sign of good luck.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was just bent by one stupid ass, dictator butthead.
But you see how something can mean one thing and suddenly over time come to mean something else. Now that symbol that has always been, a good and positive thing has become so negative in a very short period of time. And now you can't really say that it's not, that symbol doesn't mean that.
Well, just like the, Confederate flag and
yep.
Anything with that.
You can say that it means this, that, and the other. That doesn't
Right.
necessarily change it for a whole lot of other people.
Exactly.
So we've talked about what Bruce Willis's opinion. We've talked about what the writer's opinion is. But in when was it? It was 2018, December 2018. They did a re-release of Die Hard, 30th anniversary, and 20th Century Fox decided that it was a Christmas movie because it put out the Christmas edition. And I'm going to drop a link right here for any of you who are interested in picking up a copy.
Well, like I said, some people can think that. I just don't.
Including the writer of the film and the company that put the movie out.
Literally, how long has it been since we've had a true, authentic Christmassy moment, except for the Let It Snow, which I contend is also just a winter song.
Okay, but I'm gonna go back to It's a Wonderful Life then. By the same token, that makes
I'm okay with with It's a Wonderful Life not being that. I simply think it is, because it starts on Christmas and it tells the story, and then the last part of the film takes place on Christmas. But
by the same token, this movie starts out with a lot of Christmas in it, and it ends on Christmas notes too. Plus, it's got elements of Christmas music throughout.
But I am saying that the holy angelic air of that film makes it much more relevant and spiritual as a Christmas movie.
That doesn't make it a Christmas movie in and of itself.
Not in and of itself, but it sure helps the argument for it.
Well, I should think the Santa Claus and the Jingle Bells and the Let It Snow kind of helps this one.
No, not always.
You're making no sense here.
No, I was getting ready to say you're right. They are points in its favor that it takes place at Christmas.
Oh, okay.
There is Christmas ephemera around. There are Christmas songs. There's a Christmas party and stuff like that. Yes, but I'm saying there's not enough of it to warrant it being a Christmas movie. Because literally right now, over half of the film has been the action element.
Well, as somebody pointed out that the writer commented on in a tweet, it's about love, devotion, sacrifice, generosity, and resisting evil. How could it not be a Christmas movie? And the writer responded, plus, a woman is about to give birth is featured prominently.
And Frogleg just said, did you hear that, Al? He said Merry Christmas. Well, you know what? Happy Easter. Okay, I guess it's Easter now then, because I just said Happy Easter.
That's a Pyrrhic argument. You know that. Because
we're just being silly.
If they just threw that in one time, but here we're walking through and you're seeing the Christmas lights in the background. You're seeing the.
No, I'm saying it takes place at Christmas. Of course, you're going to see Christmas stuff, but I'm saying the spirit of the film.
Here's the problem, though, Al. It doesn't just take place at Christmas. There is Christmas in so much of the movie. It's constantly put in your face that it's Christmas. It's not just mentioned that it happens to take place at Christmas, and then you easily forget that fact. It keeps coming back to that. Even after you go through a couple scenes with no Christmas, then suddenly there's a Santa Claus. Suddenly there's a Merry Christmas line. The writer does not want you to forget he's talking about Christmas.
Well, of course we can't forget. You're going to run into Christmas stuff all over the place. You run into Christmas stuff for 2 months of the year. That's fine. It's the Christmas season's 2 months long. You're going to see it. Of course, it's taking place at Christmas. I'm just saying the spirit of the film is not a Christmas film.
We're not arguing about whether or not the spirit of it is Christmas. We're arguing whether or not the movie is a Christmas movie.
Exactly. And the spirit of the movie is not a Christmas movie. The spirit of the movie
that
is
an not the argument we're having. The argument is whether or not the movie is a Christmas movie.
And it's not. It's an action film that takes place at Christmas.
Okay, then just about 80% of the Christmas movies that you happen to love aren't Christmas movies. They're just dramas or comedies that happen to take place at Christmas.
The problem is,
if it doesn't have to do with Jesus, it's not a Christmas movie. There.
Oh, no. You can have Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Santa Claus is
not a Christmas movie. It's a science fiction movie that happens to deal with Christmas elements.
No, because it has Santa in the title, and he is a major character.
Santa's not Christ.
He is the character.
Santa's not Christ.
Doesn't have to be. I am not saying that Christmas is just about Christ.
I don't consider it a Christmas movie, therefore it's not a Christmas movie.
Okay, it's not to you. That's fine.
My point though, Al, is you waffle back and forth and you're changing the goalpost. Okay. The argument was not when we started that you know, the argument was that this is a Christmas movie, not I don't believe this is a Christmas movie. You argued whether or not it is a Christmas movie. There's a difference. Your belief in it doesn't matter. It's still a Christmas movie. The problem is that so many people believe it, just like those Puritans that don't believe that Santa Claus has anything to do with Christmas. Sorry, you don't believe that. That doesn't change the fact that it is. So,
and what I'm saying, it's a personal point, and just like I said, like I stated in the thing, a lot of people think this is a Christmas movie. I don't. Try to convince me, and nothing you have said convinces me that.
Let me ask you a tangential question. A few of my favorite things. Is that a Christmas song?
What? Oh, the rainbows on
raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Is that a Christmas song?
These are I don't remember enough of the not that I am aware of specifically.
Okay, well, I will tell you that it appears on many Christmas albums. It is considered by nearly everyone to be a Christmas song because it talks about snow and it talks about brown paper packages wrapped up in string. These are a few of my favorite things. Now, it doesn't come from a Christmas movie. It doesn't specifically mention Christmas, but
I can see people making that argument, but you're right. I don't think it's specifically a Christmas song.
Exactly. It didn't start out that way, but you cannot now make that argument because it is now a Christmas song. It's played every year at Christmas. It appears on people's Christmas albums, and even Julie Andrews sang it in a Christmas special. It is now a Christmas song.
I honestly don't know of any album that I've seen. Now, I'm not saying it's not. I don't remember it really being featured on any Christmas album that I'm thinking
in my
of.
research. I didn't bother to put together the whole list of all the different albums that it appears on. You're gonna have to just take my word for that.
I'm sure you're correct. I'm sure you're fine. But I'm just saying, of course, there's a lot of.
If you're really interested, I'm going to drop an article that talks about the whole history of how the song became a Christmas song, because it's pretty much unanimously accepted now as a Christmas song, even though it didn't start that way.
Here's another argument I want to use, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Grading in like high schools. When I was in high school, grading was 93 to 100 is an A.
Mm-hmm.
And 85 to 92 is a B, or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But now it's 90 to 100.
Yep.
80 to 90. Yep. That kind of. I'm just saying my grading system is skewed a little higher.
Well, let's focus on that. Skipper Kenner brings up Big Al Presents. What do you define a Christmas movie as being? What is your definition of a Christmas movie?
I think beyond all the ephemera, beyond that it takes place at Christmas, there has to be a certain spiritual uplifting message within the film,
like the importance of family and coming together and, you know, becoming a better person.
But see, that's in a lot of other films too. It doesn't make it that doesn't make it. It's not that specific.
Then what makes it a Christmas movie if not the Christmas elements?
The Christmas spirit.
What you need to define that, Al. You can't just throw that out there and say, you know, I don't know what pornography is, but I know it when I see it. You know, you got to give me a definition.
The primary plot, the primary storyline is concerned with the topic of Christmas. Not simply that it takes place on Christmas.
You mean like It's a Wonderful Life does?
You're going to go back to It's a Wonderful Life, but I'm also saying that It's a Wonderful Life is on a razor wire.
You mean like White Christmas?
You're right. I could easily go one way or the other with It's a Wonderful Life. I could argue it's not. That one doesn't hold as much.
How about White Christmas? I think White Christmas, it's all about Christmas, right?
What? Okay. One, I've only seen White Christmas one time in my entire life.
Oh my gosh, I watch it every year.
I've only seen it once, and I last saw it about 10 years ago. But I will say, any film that has Christmas in the title, chances are, except unless
Black
it's a horror
Christmas.
film, Black Christmas is going to be that. But at least it takes place at Christmas. But White Christmas, isn't the plot thrust to have a show to help an old comrade or an old general or something, and they put on a Christmas show?
Yeah, but it didn't have to be a Christmas show. They could have just, gone out and done telemarketing sales and made deals to get people into the hotel.
But it was a Christmas show.
So it's all about commercial gain is what it is.
No, it was a Christmas show they put on to help someone. The spirit of Christmas was to help their fellow man.
Wolf Den Media. Troy Pacelli, would you consider Legends of Tomorrow a history series since they meet historical figures? Good point.
Not even close.
Yes, it's a history series, just a bad one.
I like how dumb the cops are in this, except for Reginald Bell Johnson's character.
But yeah, so my thought is that if this isn't a Christmas movie, then Home Alone, The Grinch, and The Nightmare Before Christmas aren't Christmas movies either.
Well, see, no, but The Grinch is a Christmas movie. The Grinch is a Christmas story because he's stealing Christmas. It actually has to do with Christmas.
It doesn't really have anything to do with Christmas any more than this anyway. It's really just about him becoming a better whatever he is.
Well, no, that's one of
his heart growing and all that. You know, they could have done that without it being Christmas. It just happened to be that Christmas was the element.
Christmas is this, what happens that makes it a Christmas thing.
Well, by the same token, this isn't really about a husband and wife coming together and him saving a bunch of people. It just so happens that it happens at Christmas time.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like The Grinch.
It's an action movie, but the thrust of it, what makes him a better man, what gets them together, it's not Christmas. It's the fact that he is risking his life for her.
Exact change only. That's my point, actually. I am grasping at straws, in quotes, because I'm pointing out how basically Al is doing the same thing. When his logic applies to something that we all agree is a Christmas movie, he starts backpedaling and reworking his argument to try and fit it to him and not to me. It either applies or it doesn't.
No, but there is an emotional element in a Christmas movie that is more prevalent than
now you're not arguing objectively. Now you're arguing subjectively. If I'm moved enough, it's a Christmas movie. But if I'm not moved enough, then it's not. So if I execute the drama poorly, I can that alone is going to prevent it from being a Christmas movie. And I don't know. I get through this.
I've seen there are some bad Hallmark movies that I'm not necessarily a fan of, but I'm not going to say
that makes them not Christmas movies because you don't care about those characters and they're not emotional.
No, because the overall theme of the film deals with Christmas. Not only is it the Christmas time, the characters are somehow involved in some kind of Christmas activity, whether it's to put on a show, whether it is to save the save the Christmas tree farm,
or save the lives of a bunch of people in a building,
or cookies, or Christmas cookies,
or be reunited with your family.
Now, I will say, if Santa and his elves were the ones being held by the terrorists, that would help this movie a lot more be a Christmas movie. I'm just saying it's more of an action film with a Christmas wrapping.
An exact change only you're missing my point for the same reason. With that argument that it's not about Christmas, it's a heist movie about, well, fine, then A Few of My Favorite Things is not a Christmas song. But unfortunately it is, because it's on so many Christmas albums and people accept it as a Christmas song. It has now become a Christmas song. This movie may not, you can argue, did not start out as a Christmas movie. That's fine. It has become a Christmas movie. It is now a tradition for so many people. There's at least one magazine that has considered it the best Christmas movie. It is considered by so many to be a Christmas movie. And as more people continue to watch it year after year as part of their Christmas tradition, sorry to say it, it's a Christmas movie.
Well, I would also like to say that every Easter, I have a tradition, and ABC has a tradition of showing the 10 Commandments. But it is not an Easter movie. It's a Passover movie. And it only has one part about Passover. The rest of it's just about Moses.
Wow. If you don't see the connection between Passover and Easter, you're kind of missing the point of Easter.
No, I'm just saying that it has it in
No. Don't even start that.
What?
Don't even start that. The two are
but this one
essentially the same thing. They are so closely related and important. One is the fulfillment of the other. You can't have one without the other.
But I'm saying that 10 Commandments is more of an Easter movie than Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
10 Commandments is more an Easter movie.
Or let me see. They can't use Ben-Hur because Ben-Hur has the crucifixion in it. He always plays such a great penis head. He just passed away not that long ago either, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, he passed. Yeah, he passed away.
I didn't know that. That's too bad.
Yeah, let me find out. Here he is. Not Atherton. No. Where the heck is
exact change only? That's the whole point of this. We're having fun here.
Yeah. I hope I'm not making you mad, but I'm just saying
exact change only is getting pissed at us. And he's like, don't talk over each other. I'm out of here. That's kind of the whole shtick of this whole thing. We planned this out a long time ago. We even went into it saying that neither one of us really felt that strongly about it. Relax, exact change only. We're still just a bunch of friends having fun here.
Yeah. Paul Gleason. That's who it is. Yeah, he passed. Wow, he passed away a long time ago, 2006.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he's been. I thought it was sooner than I thought it was more recent than that. I must be thinking of somebody else.
Janet Zeal gets us.
Yeah, we're just having fun. We're having fun. Troy is putting in a ton of effort to try to convince me, and I am setting up my wall, deflecting it the best I can.
I like to let people have a peek behind the curtain, and I just wanted to share with you guys that Nanette and I had a Klingon event today where we went to Walgreens, and we were working with the Marine Corps for Toys for Tots and collecting toys. So we were in our if you follow me on Facebook, we got some pictures up and whatnot of us in uniform and whatnot. And that took a big chunk of our day. But I had to hurry up and get back here immediately after, because as you guys all know, the decision to have this Die Hard night tonight is moved up by about 2 weeks from when we were originally planning it. So I literally had to do all of my research to make these arguments in like 3 hours.
Because I think originally we were talking about doing it like on the 21st. And then the professor jumped and returns to Rewatch, which was supposed to be tonight. But then he has Alyssa, so he switched it to last night. So then we made I made the decision last night to just go ahead and do this tonight. I was going to have a lot more. I was going to look up all kinds of other movies with like that took place at Christmas, but I just didn't have the time.
Yeah. Skipper Kenner said, this is a Festivus movie podcast. Big Al Presents and Troy Pacelli will go through changes, and it will be a catalyst for their change. This is their feats of strength. Nanette said it's akin to Riker and Picard arguing over whether Data was sentient and had rights. Actually, I think that argument has a little bit more importance than our argument. Our argument ultimately really does not matter.
Like I said, no matter what you think of the Die Hard film, whether it's a Christmas film or not, the sun is tomorrow. And Die Hard will always be an awesome film.
Skipper Kenner, the airing of grievances. That's right. That is part of the Festivus. I forgot about that. I'm confused, Matchstick. What does this have to do with Egypt and mummies? Al is in denial. I'm sorry. That was bad.
What? Where? What?
Matchstick said Al is in denial. I said, what does this have to do with Egypt and mummies? Denial. Denial.
Yeah.
God, if I have to put that much work into explaining it.
I know. I just didn't think it was that funny. So I was saying Die Hard 2 next week. No, I don't know what's happening next week yet. I just know Troy's not.
Yeah, the thing is, we're out next week, so hey, who's going to be co-hosting with Al?
I don't know.
I'm only seeing one blue wrench right now on the screen, and I'm thinking maybe someone needs to step up and help out Big Al.
I have tried to get Mara Jade more stuff online. I think I don't think she holds herself in as high esteem as I do when it comes to these rewatches. I think they would enjoy watching.
Hold Mara Jade in a great deal of esteem.
I would say even if it's a short stream next week, which I might make it just to make up for the fact this is going to run over a little tonight, and I have no idea what Tuesday holds, we might just watch, the animated Grinch show just for fun.
Weren't there two Grinch films?
Unfortunately, yes. And I never saw the new one with Cumberbatch.
No,
and I'm not a
no.
big fan.
I mean classic. Back in the 60s.
Classic?
Yeah. 2 cartoons.
Just one. Well, there's another Grinch one, but he's stealing something else.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I thought it was Christmas related.
Yeah. No, I think it's The Grinch Stole Christmas is just the one with Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
Doing the voice of Basil
Raven.
Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thorl
Ravenscraft. Yeah.
Yeah. Doing the singing. Batman Return. Now, I'm not going to do Batman Returns unless the professor does it. That's what he's been talking about doing. Like I said, next week is still very much in the planning stage. I don't have a co-host. I don't have an idea what I'm going to do. And the week after is going to be Troy's turn to do something.
Okay, I'll have to think about that.
You should start thinking now. Let me know so I can make sure I have it or I get it.
Yeah, so that you can like say something next week about it. Yeah, that'd be good. Actually, we both got to talk to Fan Man about whether or not he's doing Black Christmas because
he's doing Black Christmas on the 20th. That's what he told me the other day.
Okay,
that's the plan.
And so if so, then the 21st is my day.
21st is your day,
so let's
friend.
plan on White Christmas for 21st.
White Christmas.
And you can try to convince me that it's not a Christmas movie or that it is a Christmas movie or whatever.
I believe I have White Christmas. Let me double check.
Hey, Matchstick. Yeah. Hold your breath on Big Al doing Home Alone next week.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yep, White Christmas, 2 hours. In VistaVision. Yeah, Matt saying essentially, he's saying the debate is one giant stalemate. That's what I expected.
Wait, what's that?
He's saying the debate's one giant stalemate.
Well, I'm not done yet.
Yeah, but
so I want to share something.
But you see how much of this movie has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas, the Christmas spirit.
I don't see that. I do not see that. I'm sorry that you do, but I don't. I am sharing I'm sharing a link
in our Savior or Santa's coming or gift giving or stuff like that. It's just not in here.
I don't know. I saw an awful lot of gift giving. They had a tree that was surrounded by presents. I'm dropping a link in the chat here, and really the only one that I know of that is actually going to really benefit from this might be Skipper Kenner because he's in the Chicago area. But I just dropped the link to a Chicago-based theater troupe that has a they started a few years back a play called Yippee-Ki-Yay, Merry Christmas, a Die Hard Christmas musical that they play every year.
Now, if they have woven in Christmas themed songs, that's what this movie would need.
That's exactly what we've been talking about this whole time, Al. This movie is filled with Christmas songs, even in the incidental music. You don't really need to go out of your way to add anything to it.
That's what I'm saying. You would need to add more Christmas into Die Hard.
Oh my gosh, there's Christmas throughout the whole thing.
Nope, not enough. Not the heart of Christmas. It doesn't have the heart of Christmas.
Wow. Yeah, and you still have not really defined what the heart of Christmas is. Because every time you try to give me a definition, I point out to you all the things that doesn't work with that are absolutely Christmas things.
It is what the Grinch felt on top of the hill when he was able to raise the sled.
Yeah, it's probably it's what Holly and John feel when they kiss at the end of this movie.
No, that's just that is pure, unsullied husband-wife lust. Everybody can deal with it.
Redemptively, because they're coming back together after being split up. It's a Christmas miracle.
If anything, you could say that it's a Valentine's Day film because it's romantic.
But it doesn't take place at Valentine's Day. And it doesn't take place completely at Valentine's Day.
It doesn't have to have the spirit of the Valentine in it.
So that means that all the Christmas movies on the holiday on the Hallmark Channel are actually Valentine movies. They're not really Christmas movies.
No, they're Christmas because
no, they're not. You just said that they were Valentine movies.
No, well, they're romantic movies.
Well, then they're Valentine movies. They're not Christmas movies.
If you listen to what I said, that was a facetious argument that I made as a point. I was like, you could. What are you going to say?
He's not just doubling down, Matchstick. He's backpedaling. Yeah, it works for me on this, but no. It doesn't mean this when you turn it around on me.
A good boxer jabs, sways, moves around the ring, man. That's what he does.
No, but what you're doing is you're going, hey, you can't punch below the belt, and then you're punching below the belt. That's what you're doing.
Below the belt.
You're changing the rules. You're changing the rules. You're saying this is the one I use here, but then when you turn it around on me, no, it doesn't apply here.
I can't help you if you don't know what the heart and spirit of Christmas is all about.
Yeah, I don't know what pornography is, but I can tell you when I see it. Exactly. I get it. For those of you that are looking for a great little Christmas gift for your kids, here's a link to the Die Hard Christmas storybook. It's a retelling of Die Hard for children.
Oh, jeez. And see, in order for it to do that, they would have to cut out all the good stuff that makes Die Hard what is really a cool movie.
And it distills it basically down to its Christmas elements,
which would not make it Die Hard.
Which is basically a man and his wife coming together at the holidays, working out their differences and finding love.
Yeah, and why it would be called Die Hard?
Miracle. Well, I mean, the basic story's still there. They just soften it up a little bit. There was a time before evergreen trees were called Christmas trees. At one time, they were just, a pagan thing, and now everyone considers them to be Christmas. And you're the guy living in the Victorian era, going
here.
Okay, no, that has nothing to do with Christmas. Yeah, we'll tell that to the Queen when she sends out a Christmas card.
They're not a Christmas tree until they're in the house and decorated. Before that, just a evergreen tree.
I agree with you 100%. But what I'm saying is there was a time before they were brought into the house.
But I'm saying, okay.
And after that point, they have become synonymous with Christmas. They're even called Christmas trees.
Here's an example. Then let me use this analogy. Let me use this argument, which I know you're going to shoot down, but let's say it anyway. Die Hard is an evergreen tree that needs Christmas decorations. Yes, it has the appearance of Christmas.
It already has it all, and it not only does it have all the decorations.
It might have a tag. It just needs more of the decoration because you've got squirrels inside trying to kill each other.
No,
knocking all the Christmas ornaments off of it.
False analogy. What it actually is you are the person in the Victorian era looking at a Christmas tree that is in Buckingham Palace, all decorated with presents around it, and saying that has nothing to do with Christmas. Sorry, the cat's out of the bag. You don't have to agree with it. Too many people already accept it. There was a point where you could have said this wasn't a Christmas movie. You can no longer say that. It has become a Christmas movie.
I'm saying that many people consider it a Christmas movie.
And that's what makes it a Christmas movie.
Nope.
Just like My Favorite Things was never a Christmas song until it was. I'm
saying a Christmas movie needs to have a certain message.
Just like an evergreen tree was not a Christmas tree until it was. That's how it works. That's how tradition works. That's how holidays work, Al. That's just
but not every evergreen tree is a Christmas tree. You have to have the appropriate stuff on it. This agree. Doesn't have all the appropriate stuff you need to make a Christmas tree.
It does. Enough people have made it part of their Christmas tradition. That is the only thing that makes it a Christmas thing.
I do not buy that as an argument. Because you've got a lot of belief in other. Well, I don't want to go into like the whole Middle Eastern terrorist kind of thing. It's like, well, if certain people believe a certain thing, that's fine. No.
Wolf 10 Media. It's not over until Hans Gruber drops from Nakatomi Tower. You have to understand that, for all of your, wibbly wobbliness about how you define a holiday, the actual definition of a holiday is that society accepts a tradition. That's what makes it what it is. It is because it is. Because Jingle Bells is not a Christmas song, but because it's because it's been accepted by everybody as a Christmas song, it is now a Christmas song. And you can't argue that anymore. You could say it doesn't have the elements of, it doesn't mention Santa Claus, it doesn't mention Jesus, it doesn't matter. Everyone sings it at Christmas time because they have made it part of their Christmas tradition. It is now a Christmas song. You can say this doesn't have enough elements. It doesn't have Jesus. It doesn't have enough story elements. But because enough people have made it part of their tradition, it is now a Christmas movie.
You've stated that 3 times in a row. You've got to let me do my counter argument. So I am to give up my beliefs and fall in lockstep with everybody else. Because everybody else thinks this is.
You do not. You absolutely do not. You do have to accept. You do know that those two do not. Al, now wait a minute. You got to let me respond. You asked me a question. You're not letting me respond. You asked me a question.
I'm saying, at the very beginning of the stream, I conceded that many, many people view this as a Christmas movie.
Al, you asked me a specific question that you have not let me answer. You have not let me answer that question. Are you going to let me answer it now? You asked me that if enough people consider it to be a Christmas movie, do you have to accept it? And I'm trying to answer that question. No, you do not have to accept it. What you do now let me respond. What you do have to accept is that enough people do accept it, that it has become a Christmas movie. You don't have to accept that. You don't have to make it part of your tradition, but enough people do. Okay? You may not eat pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, but you cannot deny that it is intrinsically part of most people's Thanksgiving tradition and therefore associated with Thanksgiving. It is a Thanksgiving food. Turkey is not eaten in many parts of the Western world as part of their Thanksgiving tradition, but you cannot deny that it is a North American tradition and therefore a Thanksgiving food.
I know. So is football, but is football a Thanksgiving game? They play it on Thanksgiving.
They're not. I don't think anyone even associates those two things. Specific games are considered part of a Thanksgiving tradition, but I don't think the game, the whole sport is.
It can be part of a tradition, and I agree that many people have made it a tradition to watch this film at Christmas time. But I'm not saying that that intrinsically alters the full concept of the movie to be a Christmas film.
So what you're then saying, listen very carefully, Al. What you are saying is because you don't watch a movie as part of your tradition, it is not a Christmas movie. So if I point out a movie that is absolutely Christmas,
having a hard time. There's more to it. I'm just having a hard time coming up with the right way to say it. I know what's in my head. I'm not sure how to say it correctly.
Wait. Can we just take a moment and appreciate the hell that this is going through?
I know.
Oh, and Lister, I'm not really understanding what you're saying. Oh, the hell that John McClane is going through. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, with the feet.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Very self-sacrificing. Very Christ-like. And actually, I'm glad you caused us to pause here for a second, because this is a very important part of the story. And he's about to ask for something very important. He doesn't think he's getting out of this at this point.
I love the relationship that these two come out.
Two cops that really understand each other.
Mm-hmm. But what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Now let me see if I can appropriately say this. I accept that an abundant number of people have made Die Hard part of their Christmas tradition. What I am saying is that Die Hard, in and of itself, artistically, is not truly a Christmas film.
Okay, but there's
did that come up?
I understand exactly what you're saying, but here is the problem, the flaw in your argument. That is very much like saying that because there's a movie that you consider to be a Christmas movie, any movie, pick the most Christmassy of Christmas movies to you. Okay. If I don't enjoy that movie, if it doesn't move me, if I don't see it as a Christmas movie, and I've never even seen that movie and it's not part of my tradition, therefore it's not a Christmas movie.
Okay. Now I'll hold that it doesn't have to be part of a tradition. But I'm saying artistically, there are certain elements that make a film a Christmas film. And it has to do with the message of the film, the heart of the film, there's a lightness to the film. There is not guns going off.
Matanui, say it's over, Al. I have the high ground. He's telling me to say to Al, it's over. I have the high ground.
Oh, hell no.
You mean like how Darth Maul had the high ground? Oh,
yeah,
wait a minute.
It didn't work
it didn't work out that well for him. Right, exactly. Again, ode to joy.
I mean, like I said, I appreciate
and that light behind him. That light behind him and everything. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, my friend.
What? What light?
The light that was behind Han Gruber's head. And the music, that's all very intentional.
Like I'm saying, I agree that there's a lot of Christmas ephemera within it. But I'm saying the message of the film
but it's not just
inappropriate.
You keep using that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means. Ephemera. It is not just ephemera. It is crucial. It is inherent to the core of what this movie is. That's why it's woven in the way it is. It's not just ephemera.
The core of the movie is not Christmas. The film has nothing to do with Christmas.
And yet you still have not explained to me what that core looks like and how you define it.
Because
if you don't do that, if you do not do that, then we can't even make this argument.
If you didn't have to go to that thing next weekend,
we'd have the sequel.
I would have been a little bit more, Hey, I know what I'm saying.
I told you the sacrifices I had to make to do my research.
If you don't understand the true spirit of Christmas, that the message of Christmas that must be within a film, not only a bit part of it, but to be the primary driving force of it.
Okay, Matchstick, let's be nice here. I mean, I agree with you, but I'm not going to go so far as to point out hypocrisy.
I didn't lose, and I think Troy's argument doesn't work for me.
Because you've already chosen that you because you don't consider it a Christmas movie, it is therefore not a Christmas movie. Because you decide what Christmas.
Because at its core, it does not hold the message of Christmas.
And what is the message of Christmas if not redemption? What is the message of Christmas if not redemption? That is the core of Christmas. That is what Christ means. This is a redemptive story arc that takes place at Christmas with Christmas themes.
I don't think it's that redemptive. I think you're.
It is every bit as redemptive as the Grinch. His heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Oh, hell no. You cannot compare any of the characters in this to the Grinch.
This is a man who was losing his family, and by the end of this movie, he has regained his family. And he has regained a portion of his humanity. He was somebody who was burned out and who...
Dude, 10 minutes at the beginning and the last 2 minutes at the end.
Owen Lister is pointing out this is a very important scene. This is the crux of that movie. This is the crux of that movie, this very scene here, where he thinks he's not going to make it out. And he's like, tell my wife I'm sorry. Tell my wife this and that. This is that redemptive story. This is
that's a trope you'll find in any movie.
That's like saying you have music in every musical. That doesn't make it but it's still a Christmas song.
I'm saying it's a good aspect.
That's like saying you have drama and comedy in so many movies, so that doesn't make this is not a Christmas movie.
It is not a Christmas movie at its core.
Like I said, you say that the core of a Christmas is the spirit of Christmas. What is the spirit of Christmas if not redemption?
I am talking all the cool stuff about Christmas. The thing is, you just don't understand Christmas as in the same way I view Christmas.
Absolutely. Again, you're saying that you are the authority on what Christmas is.
I am the authority when it comes to me. I'm saying you think it's a Christmas movie, then you think it's a Christmas movie. That's fine. To me, it is not a Christmas movie, and that is because.
And I'm saying that enough people have accepted it that it has become a Christmas movie.
I don't accept that. There's a lot of people that have accepted Sharia law.
And there's a lot of people that don't accept who the president is and say, not my president. That doesn't change the fact that he is the president.
I agree with that, but
thank you.
I'm just saying.
Reality exists outside of your sphere, Al.
Oh, and so I must say, this is a Christmas movie, even if it has absolutely nothing in its DNA that is truly dealing with what Christmas means to me.
In your opinion. Yes, you can close your eyes and ignore everyone else in the world and believe what you want to believe.
In your opinion, it's a Christmas movie. In all these other people's opinions, it's a Christmas movie. In my opinion, it's not a Christmas movie.
That's fine.
And at its core, it just is missing all that for me.
That's fine. But that makes as much sense as picking a song in a Christmas album and saying, I don't agree that that is a Christmas song, therefore it's not a Christmas song.
But but a song is a lot more different of an artistic form than an entire movie.
Still, no, it's just a different form of media. Just like a photograph and a painting, they're different, but they're still a form of art.
No, but you're right. It's a form of art, but it's not. It doesn't have in its brushstrokes the artistic element of Christmas. It just doesn't hold as a Christmas movie.
Because it doesn't feel like Christmas to you. That's your argument. It doesn't feel like Christmas to you, therefore it's not a Christmas movie.
It is a heist film. It is an action adventure film. It is a brutal blood fest.
No, apparently it can't be more than one of those things. You got to pick one. Because if it's one, it's not the other. See, it can't be a heist film and an action adventure film and a drama. Sure. No, it can only be one thing. Because it can't also be a Christmas movie.
It doesn't have enough of the element to make
saying
it
that those things are true does not make it not a Christmas movie, is my point.
To you, to me, it's not a Christmas movie. Remember, this was not about you trying to be. This is about you trying to convince me that it's a Christmas movie.
No. See, that's not what you said. That is not what you said in the little thumbnail for this movie. Your thumbnail said this is not a Christmas movie. And I said, yes, it is. Right. If that's the argument, I've made the point.
It's not a Christmas movie.
No, I've outlined a whole bunch of other definitions that make it a Christmas movie. And your only real argument is you don't accept it. You've decided.
Okay, then I have 100% decided and set that anyone who thinks that Die Hard is a true Christmas movie is insane and a victim of mass hallucination and hysteria.
You're welcome to believe that.
A Christmas movie.
It is a mad world, but
it has become a Christmas tradition for many.
That is the definition of a Christmas movie.
But it's not a Christmas movie as an art form.
Like a song that has nothing to do with Christmas that people have associated with Christmas and now they sing every year at Christmas is now a Christmas song. That's how things work. That's how an evergreen tree becomes a Christmas tree.
Then I am saying that these are songs that they like to listen to at Christmas time.
That is the definition of a Christmas song.
So Let It Snow
is a Christmas song. Yes.
Frosty the Snowman are not Christmas songs.
Okay, if that's how you want to do it, but unfortunately it is because they're on Christmas albums.
Because, well, they can be on Christmas albums. That's fine.
I don't even understand your logic anymore.
That means that the
that's like saying all these words in this book aren't real words just because they're in a book or just because they're in the dictionary.
Okay, now that's a absurd argument.
No, if it's on a Christmas album, it's a Christmas song. Otherwise, it wouldn't be on the Christmas album. If people
made a mistake, they included the song in the wrong place. Then
every instance of Jingle Bells on a Christmas song or on a Christmas album is a mistake.
I think you've oversimplified it.
No, I am reducing the argument
As a
down to its
Christmas song.
simplest, because I'm trying to get to the basis of your logic.
You said you reduced it to its simplest form, and I just said that
Exactly.
you oversimplified it.
But that's not oversimplifying it. I'm saying
It
if
is.
this is true, then this is true. The logic is still sound. You have to get simplified with it to look at the logic. If it doesn't hold up at its basic core, then it doesn't hold up at the level that you're describing it at.
Which I'm saying is at its basic core, this movie doesn't hold up as a Christmas movie
To you.
people.
But to enough people it does, that it has become a Christmas movie, and it's therefore a Christmas
with a
movie.
truly critical eye cannot say that this is honestly
a truly critical eye like yours. In other words, people that agree with you.
correct.
Right.
I'm saying
not my president, because those people are all wrong. Those people that voted for this president are all wrong.
You know, if you want to go down that road, let's go down it then. Fine. The movie's just not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, not my president. I get it. Yeah.
And the thing is, that is the leftist way of taking that way out.
There you go.
It's the wrong way to approach it, because Trump has nothing to do with Die Hard.
You are not seeing the parallels here. You are the liberal saying not my president.
Oh, I am in no way a liberal, trust me.
But you're using the same kind of logic. Not my president, because I didn't vote for him.
I am simply saying that for a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, this was the first stunt that was done in the movie, and he's doing it himself. And
the bits and a few bits and pieces here and there in the film, you could take this film and digitally remove all the decorations and take out all the music, and it would still work.
Yes, it absolutely would. And you can take any Christmas movie and change the Christmas elements, and it would still work. But it doesn't.
But you would have.
But what is your point? It doesn't matter. That's not what actually did happen. We're dealing with what actually did happen.
Because I am saying that at its,
you take the cheese out of a cheeseburger, you can still eat it and still have a sandwich. Okay. But it's the cheese that makes it a cheeseburger. These elements that I'm pointing out are Christmas elements, and that's what makes it a Christmas movie. And if you take them out, sure, then it would no longer be a Christmas movie.
No. The cheeseburger is a bad analogy.
Then give me a better one, because that's what it sounds like to me. And Nanette is making a point that I think misses the whole argument. Just because someone decides to include a song on a Christmas album doesn't make it a Christmas song. Yes, it does. If someone included the Itsy Bitsy Spider, does that make it a Christmas song? No, but you show me where the Itsy Bitsy Spider has ever appeared on a Christmas album. That's
I bet
that's argumentum ad absurdum. You're coming up with a crazy example that doesn't even exist. And a straw man argument.
Trust me, I bet I could go through some Christmas album and find a song.
Song
are not.
Also, if you, my whole point is finding one example of it wouldn't even make it. It has to be on an abundance of them. When a majority of people say, "Yep, the Itsy Bitsy Spider, I listen to it every year at Christmas. That's part of my Christmas tradition." Then then it would be. But that is not something that actually happens.
I'm not disputing that it's not a tradition. Die Hard's become a tradition at Christmas time. I accept that. I'm just saying that.
So it is now a Christmas movie.
If you look at it in a box under a microscope by itself, it doesn't hold as a true Christmas movie.
But it doesn't exist in a box by itself. It exists in a world with a bunch of people who celebrate Christmas.
And people make mistakes.
The majority of people make mistakes, not my president. I get it. That's the not my president argument.
Fallible. People are fallible.
That
and it's not
doesn't change reality, though. You don't have to agree with it. It doesn't change reality.
You're right. I don't have to agree with it, but I'm still saying artistically, under a microscope, cinematically, this is not a Christmas movie.
But unfortunately, that's not the argument. The argument is not that this is under a microscope. No, it's not. We're talking about Christmas in the world, not in a box under a microscope.
Actually, no. I'm saying that Die Hard is in its little whatever dimensional screen thing here. It's not a Christmas movie.
But unfortunately, that's not where it is anymore. It is in everybody's home at Christmas time.
That's where it is on my screen. It's this little box I'm looking at right now.
Again, because you say it, that's the way it is. You decide what is Christmas.
Well, like it's just like the Mona Lisa. I can admire its beauty. I can think it's a piece of art, but doesn't mean I want it in my home over my sofa. Artistically, you've got to be able. It's got to fit in to your idea.
So there's a discussion going on in the chat that I want to address. Creating a straw man argument is creating an example that nobody is using, and completely unrelated, just to shoot it down. So the itsy bitsy spider argument is a straw man argument because it is not a good analogy of what I'm saying, and you're creating it as though it is, and then shooting it down. Yes, you're absolutely right. The itsy bitsy spider in your example would not be a Christmas song, but it's not an analogy that matches with what we're talking about. When I'm talking about songs that are on Christmas albums, I'm talking about the real world, where songs like Jingle Bells and even a few of my favorite things are on the Christmas album. They are on the Christmas album. They are therefore Christmas songs.
But I'm just saying,
creating an absurd example that doesn't exist is a straw man argument.
If you want, like I said, if you want
season's greetings, my friend, my season's greetings. That's what's on the tape that's strapped to his back.
Oh, so I immediately say that's why it's a Christmas movie, because he's got his gun.
I'm just pointing out another example. How it is intricately part of every part of this movie.
I'm saying Christmas is a part of the movie. I'm not disputing that. Christmas is all over the film, but I'm saying the message of the film is not have anything to do with Christmas. Not truly.
Mara J, do me a favor. Check this out. I'm dropping a link. Obviously not now, but when you get a chance. A few of my favorite things is a Christmas song. It's not even open to debate. Boom. I never even noticed there actually is a sound effect there too. This ending is so good. This is kind of why I wish there hadn't been any sequels. Perfect example of how sequels can kind of retroactively ruin a movie.
Agent Boomer saying, am I saying that the Christmas movie is a film genre? Yeah. You could argue that.
I would agree with that too. I'm not sure where you're going with that.
Yeah, if you go to Amazon, type in Christmas movies, it's going to be a thing. Now, what they include in that is very subjective. And of course, now according to the meme, it's officially Christmas. But they say it's not officially Christmas till Hans falls from the tower,
and it's past midnight on Christmas Eve, so it just so happens to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like I said, we're near the end. I think, like I said, we can.
So I just punched in popular.
It was a lot of fun argument.
I just punched in popular Christmas movies, and Black Christmas is one. Home Alone is also one.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, ones that you were kind of arguing were not Christmas movies.
Well, no, I think Home Alone is a Christmas movie. Black Christmas, I actually haven't seen Black Christmas.
I would say Home Alone is not a Christmas movie. It's just a home invasion film that happens to take place at Christmas.
I have to watch it again, but I won't. Because it's been a long time. I tried to block a lot of it.
Really don't like Macaulay Culkin.
I really just don't like Macaulay Culkin in that film.
Oh, AG Boomer said he just never thought of Christmas movies as a film genre. No, I do think they fit a genre, just like a sci-fi film or a noir film.
I love the moment when he mouths Powell, when he realizes that this is the guy who kept him.
Yeah. Nanette says Home Alone is a bad parenting movie. I will agree to that.
Sure. Oh God, yes.
My mother even said, she's like, how? She says, I don't care how many kids I had, I would never misplace a kid or forget one.
But I think we can agree that despite our disagreements and things, Die Hard is still a fantastic freaking movie.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, no doubt.
I'll tell you,
of course,
if I got anything out,
didn't mean of true opinion, and just more people are of the opposite opinion of mine. I can accept that. We can all get along.
I do think if I got anything out of tonight, it's that I am kind of wishing they hadn't done all the sequels they did to this. This movie should have just stayed on its own.
And what a moment. Yes, he overcame. But
and I want to be able to say, and they lived happily ever after, you know? The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
I would play that song in March when it snowed at school. Because I had music on my ear and like
Mara Jade gets it. Al and Troy are the WWE of live streaming. They fight, but it's all fake.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I know you were coming up with legitimate
dude. I told you going into this, when we came up with this, and let's face it, I'll call it what we called it. We called it a shtick. When we came up with this shtick, I said, look, I don't feel very strongly about this, but I was on the debate team in school and I'm willing to go at it, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to prepare myself for it because there's no way I could have gotten behind it otherwise.
But I do build the Great Wall of China, and I'm like the English Knigget. I'll just keep shooting cows.
Oh yeah,
over the top of King Arthur. Kelsey, I'll give you a little Christmassy here. But I'm just saying that with its heisting, with all the violence, the gunfire,
I kind of wish
stuff. It's not.
It doesn't feel Christmassy to you.
It doesn't feel Christmassy to me. To me, a Christmas movie needs to be good-natured. Which is why Black Christmas it's probably I'm going to watch it for the first time when Fan Man does. I've never seen it, so
yeah. I haven't seen it before. I don't think
if,
I've seen it before. Right, that's the one with
by
Margot Kidder, right?
yeah.
No, I have not seen it.
Well, folks,
The
that's
fight
Die
between
Hard.
Carl and John was basically the whole stream tonight. Yeah, I suppose in a way you're probably right, Owen Lister. Yeah, but there was something else. Oh, you know what? I kind of wish that Fan Man, or not, excuse me, that Professor Geek was either in this or like stopped in to comment, because I would really have liked to have gotten his take on it. You know, actually, he might have made a good moderator.
Yeah, you could get five or six people. Now, I will say, I am not the best when it comes to voicing my argument. I've never been a part of a debate team.
Yeah,
I've never anything like that. Like I said, and I would say this when the professor and I started doing the rewatches initially. He's the analyst. I am the gut reactor. Me, it's all inside. I know it when I see it. Like I said, it's pornography. I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
And that is my argument with Die Hard. Now, I have no problems with anybody thinking it is a Christmas movie or watching it. More power to you. It's a great film. You can watch it any time of the year.
Well, and you see my point. Oh, I'm sorry.
As someone who loves Christmas, who is, sunshine, happiness, lollipops, and rainbows a lot of the time, a Christmas movie to me needs to be more lighthearted, good-natured, and Die Hard is a fun movie, but you can't call it good-natured. You can't, it's just not there. That's what I mean. That at the core of it, it's
so the one thing I'm hoping you do, the one thing I do hope you take away from this, though, if not the core of the argument, is the argument itself. How my continuing to refer back to I don't know what pornography is, but I recognize it when I see it. There's an inherent problem with that argument, because if you can't define it, you can't really have that argument. And that's why that example comes up so often when people are talking about law. You can't write a law if you can't define the law. You can't say this is illegal and that isn't illegal if you don't decide it. By the same token, you can't. I will also say that us sitting here on a Saturday night watching Die Hard has no legal ramifications. So it doesn't. No. But debating does. But debating does. I mean, if in order to make an argument, you have to have in other words, in order to win, you have to have what constitutes winning, how many points you have to have, or whatever. So, in order to prove that something is a Christmas movie, you have to have a clear definition of it. Not just I'll know a Christmas movie when I see it. Well, then it becomes it's only a Christmas movie if you believe it's a Christmas movie, and.
Like I said, it needs. Like I said, it has to deal with the joy of the season, not the fact that people are running around getting shot and getting blown up. It's the joy of Christmas. It's the celebration of the love we all have for one another. On Hallmark, which it basically means two people falling in love, which it always seems to be. But there's like the community coming together for the betterment of that community. You're not going to. I'm not going to turn on a Christmas movie expecting a shootout for an hour and 40 some minutes of that film.
You mean subverting your expectations? It subverts your expectations. It's a Christmas movie that subverts your expectations.
Okay, then this would be Ryan Johnson's Christmas movie. Then, is that what we're saying?
Well, basically, because You insist that The Last Jedi is a Star Wars movie, and I say that movie never happened. It's not a Star Wars movie. Change my mind.
Well, see, you can't subvert Die Hard. You can't subvert expectations because I did not ever expect it to be a Christmas movie, and I still don't expect.
No. But you do. But you do have expectations about what a Christmas movie is. Okay. And this is a Christmas movie that subverts your expectations. You don't even so much so that you don't accept it as a Christmas movie. Okay.
See,
and that's why I'm saying that as a Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi subverted my expectations so much that I don't even consider it a Star Wars movie.
Officially, it's a Star Wars movie, whether you like it or not. Well, matter.
Officially, this is a Christmas movie. You know, whether you accept it or not.
No, it's not.
Tell that to Empire Magazine and all the people that watch it every year as part of their tradition.
That is merely personal opinion and their own tradition.
That's kind of what holidays are. That is exactly what holidays are.
I'm simply saying that the film, the 2 hours and 15 minutes of story and cinematic experience, there's not enough Christmas in it.
Wait a minute.
For me.
There's a conversation going on here that we're missing out on, and I'm sorry about. Oh, Mara Jade, are you talking about the Hallmark films? I hate the couples usually have a boyfriend or girlfriend when they meet the new person. I'll be honest with you, when it comes to romantic movies, that formula bothers the heck out of me. For example, one of the movies I love that makes me cry every single time is The Notebook. But if you really dig into it, you know, pulling someone away from someone else, I have some real problems with that, you know.
No, I will say my favorite part of The Notebook is the James Garner part of the film.
Yeah,
the old folks, because I love James Garner.
Me too. That, you know what, that casting of it really does push it over the top for me.
Support Your Local Sheriff. Tell me you've seen it.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh,
sheriff. Yeah.
Okay, good. I was just making sure. Support Your Local Sheriff. Support Your Local Gunfighter. Oh God, that is so awesome.
You know what? I'm not going to type this. I'm going to just address the chat directly. Skipper Kenner, not only do I want to hear your what you have to say about The Last Jedi, I would love for your boys to be involved in that conversation too, because I'd like to hear what they have to say too.
Mouse owns your soul.
Who said that?
Is it the mouse owns your soul?
Oh God, yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just saying. I know a lot of people don't like Last Jedi. I accept that. It's not my favorite of the Star Wars films by a long shot. There's only one that I don't like. There's only one that I like less.
Wait. Say that again, because you cut out for a second.
Oh, I said I'm not saying Last Jedi is my favorite by any means.
And It's exactly.
There's only one Star Wars film that I like less.
Oh, and Lister, you were in the.
I'm just saying, I didn't want to jump into a Sarlacc pit when I saw it.
That's
been my argument.
Oh, and Lister, were you in the? I can't remember. Were you here for the rewatch last night with Superman Returns? Because we were talking about the love triangle trope in that, and how you want to hate it because you really don't want to see that with Lois and Clark, but there are so many things that were done well with that love triangle. It really makes it a far more interesting take on that whole trope. Just, you know, something that Professor Geek pointed out that I really kind of agreed with.
Mara Jade saying A Christmas Kiss is her favorite romantic Christmas movie. It's so bad. The guy is kissing around with an engagement ring for a woman he doesn't like. Ugh. Is that a Hallmark one, A Christmas Kiss? Because they all start titles of Hallmark films blend after a while. Because sometimes you got looking like they use the same words and just kind of squish them around. It's almost like Boggle. It's like different words on different little cubes, and they just kind of piece it together.
Aged
Or that
Boomer,
little magnet game they used to play.
Aged Boomer's right. James Marsden was also in The Notebook. I had totally forgotten that because I was so focused on James.
He plays the
younger version of that character. Yeah, I totally forgot. He's the one that he's taking. Oh, right. Okay,
he's the one that he's the one that she leaves to go with Ryan Gosling,
and
who is
that speaks to Superman Returns and to X-Men, where he's always the
he's always the
jilted boyfriend. Yeah.
Man, it must suck to be James Marsden in a film. Just like
it is like getting typecast, isn't it? I mean, not as a specific character, but as a character type.
Just like Sean Bean, he's always he dies in most of the films he's in.
Yeah. You get typecast that way. Well, we need someone to die. Better get Sean Bean. He's like the South Park Kenny, right?
Ion. Yeah. Marjane saying it's an Ion one. I will say my favorite Hallmark Christmas movie does have that element though, with the boy. There's another guy, and she ends up going with the new guy, and that's A Christmas Card, which stars the guy who played Superboy in the Superboy series, the first one, Gerard. Not Gerard, the other one, but he's in that one. It also has Lou Grant. The guy plays.
Wait
Lou
a
Grant.
minute. I just realized you really do need to decide on a film for next week. And here you guys are talking about Hallmark films, and you've been talking about doing a Christmas Hallmark film. Why don't you and Mara do next week a Hallmark Christmas movie?
Because I'm going to have to convince her to do one, and I'm not sure what exactly I want to give myself a couple days to like really think about what I want to do, because and I'm going to have to get, how much have I streamed tonight? Yeah, I'm at 2.5, so the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
We're going to have to it's going to have to be short, whatever it is, and we're going to have to be short on Tuesday too. But I'll figure something out. I'll work on it. Mara Jade, you are John. Yeah, John Hames Newton. Thank you, Mara Jade. He's in A Christmas Card. That's a good one. I just don't know how watching a Christmas film from Hallmark would go over as a rewatch with other people listening to us commenting on it. Like, I'm just wondering how much funny you can make of it. Well, although there are a few that are funny, like Matchmaker Santa. That's a funny one, which I think is really.
If nothing else, you and Mara doing a Hallmark story would be the exact coin flip of this week's, right? You could see it that way. Well, I mean, you and I butting heads and over an action film. The opposite of that would be you and Mara swooning over a lovey-dovey film.
We could keep the Brandon Ralph theme going and watch 9 Lives of Christmas, where he finds a cat, and then
Are you just making crap up?
No, Brandon Ralph is in a Hallmark movie. You did not know Brandon Ralph is in a Hallmark movie?
No, I had no idea. And that it had anything to do with cats.
9 Lives of Christmas.
I swear, you say these things, and it's like
Kimberly Sustad.
It sounds as bizarre to me as Lee Majors in Scrooged, that movie that he was supposed to have done. It's like
Brad. He plays a fireman who finds a cat one day, and the cat kind of is this. In the book, the cat's actually a little more kind of like more of an angelic form, I understand.
Yeah.
He's actually like helping the guy out, trying to find true love.
Mara Jade,
but yeah, he's
She's kind of calling you out there. Troy, that means that Al wants to think about it and plan it until he tells me on Saturday morning. Is that how it usually works, Al?
You're not a part of next week, so. And
no,
like I said,
I know, but I was just pointing out what Mara was saying. I was just alerting you that she's putting that out there.
Oh,
is that true?
What?
That you're going to think about what movie to do, and then Saturday morning you're going to tell her what you're doing that night.
Oh, no, it'll be before that because I want to know. I'll try to know by Tuesday what we're doing. Like I said, I just might want to keep it a little on the shorter side.
Okay. Do you want me to host Tuesday night so that it's on my dime or whatever you want to call it? Save the minutes.
It could help. Yeah.
It is. It's like we're talking about. It's like we're talking about a phone package, you know. So you save your minutes. We'll use my minutes instead.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's keep it on my channel for this week, since most people are used to that.
Okay.
But let's keep your channel in like the reserve.
Okay.
You'd be like the burner cell.
Yeah, burners. My channel is the burner.
When you need the other cell phone to rest, you give the burner.
Hey,
cell.
Mara Jade has another suggestion. You could host the rewatch on her channel, especially if it's a Hallmark one. I think that would be appropriate.
We could. Well, I thought Little Miss Thing didn't want to do a channel. That's what she was telling me. I would be
supportive. Be supportive.
I am supportive. I want her to do a channel.
Don't pick on her. Encourage her.
Awesome if Mara Jade had her channel, and I would be honored to be her partner for her first rewatch of whatever she wanted to rewatch.
There you go.
Anything she
Mara,
wants.
That would mean that you get to decide what film it is that you guys would be watching.
Her choice. Hey, her channel, her choice.
I agree.
Just like you need to start thinking about the 21st.
So like I said, I'm going to be out of town next week, but I may be able to listen in a little bit. I might do like the professor does, drop in, make a little comment, jump out. Yeah. Well, I probably wouldn't be able to listen to like a big chunk of it, but I might be able to just stop in, say hi.
Yeah. I think it would be awesome if Mara Jade wants to do it. I don't want to do a channel, but I have StreamYard time. Yeah, but you're gonna have to set it up with a YouTube channel to stream.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I figured that out the last minute when I did my first stream. I was like, I gotta connect these.
Either that or Facebook, and people are going to have to know one way or the other. But I would suggest one thing. Maybe if you do a YouTube channel, I don't know if I'd use the name Mara Jade. Because
didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I just was thinking about that. I was thinking about that like the other day when she mentioned the possibility, and I didn't think about it. So I was like, Mara Jade might. I mean, Twitter is one thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, you could use first name last thing or the two initials channel or however you want to do it. We'll figure it out. We'll talk. We'll get it straight. But just for tonight, I want to thank everyone who joined us all. I have no idea. We got 13 now, 14 thumbs up. So hey, we did pretty good.
I'm seeing 15 thumbs up.
15 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I am now too. Yeah, if you haven't left a thumbs up, go ahead and leave one. I would be absolutely thrilled.
An exact change only ran off in a huff, but I don't see a thumbs down. So,
well, that's all. If everybody hates us fighting, it was all in fun.
Yeah.
And trust me, like I said, the sun rises tomorrow, and it doesn't matter if it is a Christmas film or not, even though it's not.
And I'm going to watch it every year.
You watch it every year. That is fine. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Tomorrow night, remember, Catholic Bible Geek is going to be doing stave 1 of A Christmas Carol. We're going to be talking about that on his channel at I think 11, And then Monday night, we're talking the next 2 chapters of The Hobbit. And then Tuesday night, Troy and I will be back to talk about whatever's going on in geekdom, to see and just chat and see what anybody has anything to want to talk about at that time. So I want to wish everyone a good night. Thank you again for joining me, Troy.
Thank you for having me once again.
Thank you for like jabbing my face all night with everything and making me go upset. It's like, it's so obvious to me. So obvious to me it's not. But anyway, that's fine.
It's so obvious to me that it is.
Okay, we're going to go off on that.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. It's not.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Oh, sorry.